Hello men's, femmes, thems, and toasters, it is Ultimate here. A couple days ago, I asked you guys to send me in some questions, and I expected to get around like 10, and instead I have about 110. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to them all. And quite a few of them were repeats, so I did have to squish them in to their own slide and just have like one slide of a million things. So I just made a PowerPoint presentation of all the questions in the hopes that we can get through as many as we can today. Alright, let's go. Many people wanted to know about my Wings of Fire Sona Marmot that appears in most of my Wings of Fire related videos, so I will go through a couple of these. How did you make all the different emotes and gestures? So, that was pretty easy actually. With sprites, all you really have to do is you make one big general drawing of a neutral expression, and all I did was, for each expression that I wanted to do, I had a list of ones that I had planned. I just edited that original thing to have a different expression. I did edit, I believe I edited a fist, a open arm, and then like a little bit lower down arm as well to go with that. Some people wanted to know how I came up with it. It wasn't anything special, honestly. I stopped doing Wings of Fire videos for a while, and then when I came back I realized that the character that I was using, I think at that point it was a pink and yellow character that I actually didn't own anymore, and I needed a new like Sona to put in there, and I just found this Mudwing named Marmot that I had made like a month or so before, and I'm like, that works, I guess that's me now. You know, it's not specific to me, it's really just that that character in particular has a very easy design to replicate, and it's distinctive enough to be recognizable, and it was available. Many people wanted to know about video production. How long does it take to make a video? How long does it take you to make videos? Will you be doing this? Will you be doing that? I will take you through my my process for a second. Okay, so set the scene here. We'll go with so this is basically things, or yeah, so this is basically Wings of Fire series, when I'm going through all of the books. We'll start there. So I need to find a concept, so I have the video, that's good. I have the script, so I need to spend time writing that script. That usually takes me a couple hours, and then that script needs to be edited at least 3 times, because I'm usually not very funny the first time around, and just writing that script is usually around 2 or 3 pages long, so I have to make sure that I'm not being too long-winded, especially with these. Those videos in particular need to be very rapid fire, and people's attention spans are very low, so I need to make jokes as short as possible. So a lot of the editing is that. And once I actually have all of the script done, that's when I start moving on to planning. So any characters that weren't in the previous video, they will all need sprites to be drawn, and all of those aren't like Marmot where I can edit them. Those are all drawn individually based on the character and any references that I have. It really depends on the video how many of them I need. I needed a lot for number 3, but I've had to make barely any for number 4, which I am working on. So it really depends there. And then once I have all of the sprites, I need to plan out and draw each individual frame, because it's not enough to just have the sprites, you have to have the frame and draw that and draw the backgrounds to know what's going on. And once all of that is done, I then have to record the voice acting for that one, or just the narration, I guess, whatever you'd like to call it. So I have to record that, and then I have to edit that, and then finally I can put it all together into one video. This takes about a week. So everyone who's asking how long does it take you to make videos, it takes about a week. If I sped through it, I could probably get it done in about 2 days. However, I have a part-time job, and I'm on my last semester of school. when is the next video coming out? It's whenever I can find the time and whenever I have the motivation to do it. YouTube is not my only job. Like, I don't make any money from doing these. So the only reason for me to really be doing it is just because I want to, and sometimes that's just not enough for me. Oh, and yes, so many people wanted to know if those things were coming out. So just a blanket statement. So this is basically Wings of Fire with all of the books. I am doing all 15 books. That is the plan. The question is when. That's the question there. It's not if, it's when. And the answer to when is I don't know. I've tried to work on it, and then I got art block in the middle of doing the sprites. So I am currently working on number 4, and I have the scripts written for number 5 and 6, and I think 6 needs to be edited. So that's around how far I plan ahead, but we'll see. I know you know the Wings of Fire series, but do you ever have to go back to double check yourself or like forget and have to go back sometimes for research? Yes. Actually so this is basically video. I will write the script to the best of my ability for what happens, and then I will go to the Wings of Fire wiki with the entire book summary and just double check to make sure that I've gotten all the details right. Sometimes if I don't remember a book well enough, I had to do that for number 3 and number 4 actually, because there were a couple things I had forgotten. I literally just had it open in another tab, looking back and forth so I could translate it into jokes. Queen Alex wants to know, how did you come up with your intro? So my intro, hello there, men's, femmes, thems, and toasters. I don't actually remember how I came up with it. The goal was to create a gender-neutral, all-encompassing intro. And at first it was just, hello there, men's, femmes, and thems, because men, feminine people, and then thems. But of course that doesn't cover everybody. What about women who aren't feminine, and people who don't use they, them, but are still gender-neutral, you know? Not everyone. So someone suggested that I add toaster at the end of it. And so I did, and now you have men, feminine people, people who use they, them, and then toasters is just everybody in between. It's not anything in particular, it's just so that everybody is addressed, because I always liked those things like guys, gals, and non-binary pals from Thomas Sanders. You know, I thought that was cute, and I wanted to make sure that my intro would be welcoming to everybody, regardless of your identity. What software, hardware do you use for art and making videos? When it comes to art, I just recently got a new Wacom tablet with a stylus, so I use that to draw. I do use Autodesk Sketchbook as my art program on PC. And then for making videos, I edit my videos with an app called Clipchamp. It is free. I use the paid version. And I have several other camera and mic equipment and stuff that I don't actually remember the name of, or it belongs to my dad. He has a YouTube channel as well, so sometimes I'll borrow his things. Silverspot wants to know, what motivated you to start this channel? Just rediscovered your channel recently, and I love your humor. Well, thank you. What motivated me to start this channel has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now. I really liked drawing Wings of Fire dragons, and I thought, what if I could tell people how to draw that? And so I did. That was my first ever video. Many people want to know how I found the Wings of Fire series. I can blame my mom for that. I used to read a lot more than I do now, and one day my mom just brought the first 2. I think I started liking it around the time of Moon Rising. I think around when Moon Rising came out was when I started to, when I picked it up, and I read both books, and I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then the rest is history, haha. Oleander the Octopus. If you are comfortable saying this, how old are you? I am older than I look. Several people want to know if I have any pets. I have 2 cats. I have an orange tabby cat named Jax and a gray mackerel tabby named Riley. Several people wanted to know how long I have been drawing for. I have been drawing as long as I can remember. According to my dad, I was drawing with him since I've been about 2 years old, so a long time. Favorite type of color scheme, and list 3 colors you think go well together in your opinion. Also, thank you for all the incredible content over these past years. Well, thank you. You asking me that has caused me to forget all of the colors that exist. Clown Vibes wants to know, if you stopped wanting to make videos, would you make an announcement and stop, or would you keep forcing yourself to continue? Also, do you watch Brandon Rogers? Well, I know I can't. I won't be making videos forever. My life has already been a lot more busy than it used to be, and I know that this isn't a forever thing. It's really just a hobby that eventually I'm not going to have time for, unfortunately. And I think when it comes to that point, I'm not going to be making an announcement. I think at some point I would just slowly stop posting and just disappear off the face of the earth, which I'm sure is not what people want to hear because they would want to be in the know, but I don't know if I would see it coming in time to be able to make an announcement about it. Also, I do watch Brandon Rogers. A cat wants to know, buy worm on a string and wear them. Well, that's not a question, but I do have worms on a string. This one is my favorite. And I did wear them in one of the video skits that I did. I think I wore my white one as a mustache. Was it the grandparents one? I don't remember. Multiple people wanted to know my favorite and least favorite characters of Wings of Fire. Well, I kind of already did this in the ranking video, but technically that was only the favorite POVs. My favorite character is probably going to be Peril. My least favorite character, maybe Leaf. Multiple people wanted to know what my favorite and least favorite Wings of Fire book was. My favorite book is probably Darkness of Dragons. And least favorite book is, I don't know. I don't hate any of them, but probably Dragon Slayer. Oh, my favorite tribe. It's either Rainwings or Icewings. Sleepy Panda Artist wants to know if I read the comic version of Wings of Fire. Yes, I do. I have all 6 graphic novels currently. I don't hate them. I still prefer the main books, obviously, but I kind of wanted bragging rights to just say, oh yeah, I do own all the books. What is your favorite video you made and your least favorite? That is a tricky one, mostly because I don't remember most of the videos that I make. My least favorite is probably all of the how-tos that I have ever made, except for the most recent ones, all in one. I don't know if I have a favorite video I made just because I don't like the videos that I make. Oh yeah, many people wanted to know about my OCs, so yes, for the record, I have over 60 OCs in total, including not just Wings of Fire OCs, including all of my OCs. I have over 60. It used to be over 100, so I cut down quite a bit. My favorite OC that is like not specific to Wings of Fire would be my character Ultimate, which I know what it sounds like. He's not me, just very similar. And I use him for a Minecraft roleplay that I'm in right now. My favorite OC that I have that is Wings of Fire specific is probably Cascade. I still love the man. 6 Foot Turkey Tea, have you read every Wings of Fire book and graphic novel? If not, which ones haven't you? Yes, I have read the entire series all the way through around 8 or so times, maybe 9. I've been doing it on and off, like every few months I reread the whole thing. I own every book, so it's really easy to just like grab one and read in between work or something. Tiger 7813, do you draw cats? If so, could you put a picture of one? Not very much anymore, but I do like to study them, and cats are the best. So I have drawn them. I think the most recent one that I did was of 2 of my characters actually involved in the roleplay I mentioned earlier, and one of the characters' cat is in there. Her name's Honey. Congrats on 10K subs. Thank you. Do you enjoy listening to music? And would you like to recommend any of your favorite songs / albums? Yes, indeed. I do love listening to music. I like background noise a lot of the time, so I'll just listen to Spotify whenever I'm trying to draw or something. Currently, my favorite album is Providence by Poor Man's Poison. Aloe wants to know, do you have anything in mind when coming up with lore / stories? How much do you plan out beforehand? And do you agree that you have fantastic art and are in fact a great person? I don't usually have anything in mind with coming up with lore. A lot of stuff is made up on the spot. Yeah, most of the time I really don't plan it out at all. If it's for a fan fiction or a story that I'm writing, then absolutely. Pretty much everything's planned out. But when it comes to like general characters, I tend to focus more on design and personality and then let the backstory come out from there. And that last part is incorrect. Okay, and that was all the questions that I could fit into this Google Slides presentation. Thank you to everyone who submitted a question. I apologize to anyone who I could not answer. And I hope this was illuminating or at least mildly interesting. Happy 10,000. Here's to... I don't know. I'm supposed to be celebrating these things. I don't know. Ultimate out.